Most people dream of having a perfect credit score. That magic number that tells lenders, banks, and even landlords that you are financially trustworthy. In the year 2025, your credit score matters more than ever. It can decide whether you get approved for a mortgage, a car loan, or even the apartment you want to rent. It can affect the interest rate you pay and save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. But here's the truth. Getting a perfect credit score isn't about luck. It's about knowing the rules of the game and playing them consistently. So how exactly can you get a perfect credit score in 2025? Let's break it down step by step. The first thing you need to know is how credit scores are calculated. The most common scoring model is FICO. It looks at 5 main factors: payment history, credit utilization, length of credit history, credit mix, and new credit. Payment history makes up about 35% of your score. Credit utilization accounts for around 30%. Length of history is 15%. Credit mix is 10%. And new credit is the final 10%. Once you understand this breakdown, you know exactly what to focus on. The number one rule to getting a perfect score is never missing a payment. Even one late payment can drop your score by 50 to 100 points and stay on your record for years. That's why the rich and financially smart people automate all their payments. Set your credit cards, loans, and bills to autopay at least the minimum due. This way, you never risk being late. The second key is keeping your credit utilization extremely low. Credit utilization means how much of your available credit you are actually using. For example, if your credit card limit is $10,000 and you're carrying a $3,000 balance, your utilization is 30%. But here's the trick. The people with the best scores keep utilization under 10%. Some even keep it under 5%. So if you want that perfect score, pay your balances early and often. Don't max out your cards, even if you pay them off in full. High utilization, even temporarily, can hurt your score. The third step to a perfect score is building a long credit history. This one takes time, but there are smart ways to speed it up. Keep your oldest accounts open, even if you don't use them much. Don't close old credit cards just because you don't like them. Length of history is about trust. It shows lenders you have been responsible with credit for years. The fourth strategy is diversifying your credit mix. A perfect score doesn't just come from having credit cards. It comes from having different types of accounts like credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, and even student loans. The mix tells lenders you can handle multiple forms of credit responsibly. You don't need to take on debt you don't need. But if you're buying a car or home anyway, responsibly managing those loans can boost your score. The fifth key is being careful with new credit. Every time you apply for a new card or loan, the lender pulls your credit. That's called a hard inquiry, and it can temporarily drop your score by a few points. Too many applications in a short time make you look desperate for credit. So space out your applications. Only apply for what you truly need. Another powerful tactic is asking for credit limit increases. If you have been a good customer, most banks will raise your limit when you ask. This instantly lowers your utilization ratio without you spending less. For example, if you have a $5,000 balance on a $10,000 limit, that's 50% utilization. But if your limit is raised to $20,000, suddenly your utilization drops to 25%. That's a big win for your score. One more little-known hack is using multiple payments each month. Instead of waiting until your statement closes, pay your card down mid-cycle. That way, when the bank reports your balance to the credit bureaus, it shows a lower utilization. The rich do this all the time to keep their reported balances close to zero. You should also watch your credit reports closely. In 2025, mistakes on credit reports are still common. A late payment that wasn't yours, a balance that's incorrect, or even an account that doesn't belong to you can drag down your score. By law, you're entitled to free credit reports from all 3 bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Check them regularly and dispute any errors immediately. Another thing the wealthy do is add positive history using authorized user accounts. If someone in your family has a long, clean credit history, they can add you as an authorized user on their card. Their good history then appears on your report, instantly boosting your score. But this only works if they have excellent credit habits, otherwise it could backfire. Now, let's talk about myths. Some people think carrying a balance helps your score. That's false. You do not need to carry debt to build credit. In fact, paying in full each month is the smartest strategy. Others think closing old cards is good for your score. But as we mentioned earlier, closing accounts can shorten your history and hurt utilization. The truth is, keeping accounts open, even unused ones, can actually help you. Another myth is that you need to go into debt to have a high score. That's simply not true. You just need to use credit responsibly. A perfect score doesn't mean you owe money. It means you have shown consistent, responsible use of credit over time. In 2025, technology makes this even easier. Apps and tools can track your utilization in real time, remind you when bills are due, and even automate payments. Credit monitoring services can alert you instantly if your score changes or if someone tries to use your identity. The rich use these tools to stay one step ahead. You should too. Another strategy is leveraging secured credit cards if you are starting from scratch. A secured card requires a deposit, but it reports just like a regular card. Use it wisely, pay it off in full, and in time you will qualify for better cards. This is how many people build credit from zero. If you already have debt, the best way to protect your score is to pay it down strategically. Focus on high-interest credit card debt first. Not only does this save you money, but it also lowers your utilization quickly. Once your balances are down, your score will naturally rise. Some people also use personal loans to consolidate credit card debt. This turns revolving debt into installment debt, which can help your score because it lowers utilization. But be careful. Only do this if you're disciplined enough not to run up the cards again. Patience is another key ingredient. You won't jump to an 850 score overnight. But with consistent good habits, your score will climb steadily. Most people can reach excellent credit, above 760, within a few years of smart management. From there, the difference between excellent and perfect is small. But for those chasing perfection, every detail matters. Here's what life looks like with a perfect score. You walk into a dealership and you are offered the lowest possible rate. You apply for a mortgage and you get approved instantly with the best terms. You open a new credit card and you qualify for the highest limits and the best rewards. In some cases, landlords, employers, and insurers will even look more favorably on you. That's the power of a perfect score. It opens doors and saves you money. So let's put this all together. If you want a perfect credit score in 2025, here's what you need to do. Never miss a payment. Keep utilization under 10%. Keep your oldest accounts open. Diversify your credit mix. Limit new applications. Ask for limit increases. Pay mid-cycle when possible. Monitor your reports for errors. Leverage authorized user accounts. And stay patient and consistent. Do these things, and you will see your score rise year after year. It's not about hacks or gimmicks. It's about building trust with the financial system. And when you do that, the rewards are massive. Now the only question is, are you ready to take control of your credit in 2025? If this video gave you value, hit the like button so more people can see it. Subscribe to the channel for more strategies on money, credit, and investing. And share in the comments. What is your biggest challenge with your credit score right now? I'd love to hear your story and maybe cover it in a future video.